My daughter-in-law smiled as she pushed a stack of legal papers across the table. "Sign these, Lorraine. You're too old to manage $85 million. We'll take care of everything." She thought I was a helpless widow with nowhere to go. She forgot one important detail. The winning lottery ticket had my signature, not hers. My name is Lorraine Whitmore. After my husband Arthur passed away, I spent 7 years supporting my son Mason, his wife Belle, and my grandchildren, Ava and Micah. My pension paid their bills, groceries, school fees, and home repairs. I asked for nothing in return. Belle repaid my kindness with insults. She called me a freeloader, a burden, and eventually threw my belongings onto the front lawn while the neighbors watched. The worst part wasn't her cruelty. It was Mason standing there in complete silence. A few days later, everything changed. While cleaning my purse, I found an old lottery ticket I'd forgotten to check. It was worth $85 million. I quietly signed the ticket and contacted attorney Grant Halloway. No one knew, until Belle found out. Suddenly, she wanted us to become one happy family again. She talked about buying a mansion with my money and promised I'd have my own private suite. I smiled. That sounds more like a kennel than a home. Then I placed 7 years of receipts on the table. Every electric bill, every grocery receipt, every school payment, every dollar I had spent keeping their family together. I looked at Belle, who threw my belongings into the street. She admitted it without shame. And who called me a useless freeloader? Before she could answer, Mason finally spoke. "It was Belle, Mom. I heard everything. For the first time in 7 years, my son chose honesty. Belle threatened lawsuits, but I calmly pointed toward the door. The courthouse isn't far away." She stormed out. The next evening, Mason returned alone. Ashamed, broken, he begged for forgiveness. I agreed to help, but only for Ava and Micah. My conditions were simple. Leave Belle. Apologize publicly for staying silent. Go to counseling and become the father your children deserve. He accepted every condition. Belle wasn't finished. She forged fake medical records claiming I had dementia and couldn't manage my own money. Instead of hurting me, those lies became evidence. When I officially claimed the lottery prize, security footage, receipts, and my signature proved beyond doubt that the ticket belonged to me. I placed most of the money into protected trusts, including an education fund for Ava and Micah that no one could access early. Furious, Belle filed a lawsuit demanding custody of the children and claiming I manipulated Mason with my wealth. The courtroom exposed everything. Neighbors testified about years of abuse. The store manager confirmed I bought the winning ticket. Security footage showed Belle throwing my belongings outside while screaming, "Go die in a nursing home!" The courtroom fell silent. When the judge asked what I wanted, I answered honestly. I only want my grandchildren to grow up in a home without fear. After 2 days of hearings, Belle lost primary custody and received only supervised visitation with mandatory counseling. Her lawsuit over the lottery was dismissed completely. The court officially recognized me as the rightful owner of the $85 million prize and the victim of years of abuse and defamation. I bought a small house overlooking Seabrook Bay instead of a mansion. I planted Arthur's favorite red roses, built a peaceful life, and created a home where my grandchildren were always welcome. Months later, Belle came to my porch in the rain. She had lost her job. Creditors were after her. "I need help," she whispered. I didn't give her money. I handed her information for counseling, job programs, and support groups. "If you truly want another chance," I said, "earn it." She apologized with tears in her eyes. I accepted the apology, but not without boundaries. Today, Mason is rebuilding his life. My grandchildren fill my home with laughter, and the peace I searched for all those years finally belongs to me. Looking back, I realized the greatest prize wasn't $85 million. It was finding my self-respect again, because money can rebuild a house, but only truth can rebuild a family.